Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Resilient, Wild, and Unstoppable interview series. And I can't even remember how long I've known Paula, but I feel like I've known her forever. And she is the magic behind the scene in some ways, and then the magic in front on the screen in other ways. So I'm curious as to how or what is that burning passion that you have for the tools and the tech and the creating that magic, uh, all the machinery and all the magic behind the scenes that really drives you.
Oh, good question. So, the magic behind the scenes is that I get pissed off when people can't get their message out in the world. And so I literally built my company trying to help women, especially entrepreneurs, get their message out in the world without getting trapped. It's kind of like the essence of, you go to me personally, I go to the car place and I know nothing about cars. I only know what color it is and and I might be able to figure out how to put gas in it. And so it's that kind of thing. People, I think, go to tech and they're like, I don't even know where to start. I don't know what to ask. I just tell me what I need to do.
Yeah. And so many of us have actually been stuck in that place of, we got the 10,000 paths and how do we make it work? So with this message out into the world and actually being able to help others get things done, what are the tools and, you know, tech art, I want to say the technical pieces that you specialize in?
Yeah, so I have lots of specialties. I've been online for over 20 years. I always call myself the cheap button pusher. I will go figure out a tech and make it work in the most efficient way possible, because that's the other thing is like, let's not do 1,200 steps to get to something. And so, and so I have expertise in almost all the CRM systems that are out on the market. I actually run a GoHighLevel agency, so I specialize in GoHighLevel now because it's just been amazing. I've been following the company for a long, long time, and I really like that company. But I mean, I do Kajabi and I do Kartra and I do all of them, all the ones out there, and all the integrations. So talking about making one thing talk to another.
Yeah. And the integrations can be very important. And along with the CRMs, but how do you help somebody decide on what CRM path to go down? What is that information that is so helpful to actually make those choices?
Because I've been in so many of the things, I know what each one of them does well and one of their pain points. So there's pain points in every system you ever use, whether it's an Excel spreadsheet all the way up to, you know, HubSpot and all the bigger ones out of the market. There's always a pain point. Salesforce is a big one, but there's always a pain point. So I know most of those. And so what I do usually is I just get on a call and say, what are your goals? What are you looking for? Because I can tell you that you don't need GoHighLevel if you're just going to send out one email a month to a list. Right. And maybe do a little opt in. Maybe you're brand new in business. You may not need something like Kartra or Kajabi or GoHighLevel yet. Let's get you started and get you started efficiently so that when we move to a bigger system, because goal is to scale and build your business, right? Maybe, then it's easy to move.
Yeah. What are those like checkpoints that you would recommend for somebody that maybe is starting a business and
Mhm.
isn't sure whether the CRM is the next step? Are there certain questions to ask? Are there certain, things to look at to go, okay, now I'm ready for that next step, and I shouldn't even be concerned with it until then?
Yeah. So a lot of times I always say if when you're first starting out in business, you don't really know what you're doing yet, and you're kind of doing it all manually. Especially coaches get their first clients one on one, right? Do you really need a big automation system for one on one? No, because you're probably going to fix that email 1,200 times before you send it, right? Because you're not sure of yourself, right? And so maybe it is just putting it, just doing it one on one for a little while. It's when you start really want to scaling and automating and in that kind of stuff, or your integrations aren't working. You're using something for maybe for your practice somewhere because that whatever your hat, whatever business that one works really well for that. But you're like, but it doesn't do all this other stuff. Let's find something that does that and then make them talk to each other
Hmm.
so that it makes it easy. It's at that level when you're starting to do all this automations and things like that that you're going to start looking at a bigger CRM system. The other thing you should really be looking at is what your lead system is because that's where a lot of people mess meaning me, myself included. I've left millions on the table probably over the last 20 years. I always say it's got to be millions by now because I didn't follow up well because my system wasn't in place, right? So it's those systems, looking at your systems and what you need for that system to make it efficient and make sure that you're just serving everyone well and having the experience that you want a person to have in your environment.
Well, and even when you say that, I can picture it's like I have different things in my head of, oh yeah, these are all my failure points. These are the things I
Yeah,
did and
we
I
all have them.
didn't
Believe
need to
me.
do. And when you even talk about people coming into your CRM and becoming a lead and that follow-up system and all of that, it's like there's still, as one that does have Go High Level. There's still a lot to it because it's a very complex system on my end.
Yeah. No, it is. It's a complex system even on my end because you have to know where to start, right? And then you just build on it.
Well, and you have to know what questions to ask. It's like,
Yes.
so if I were to come to you and say, hey, my leads are swimming in a pool of, 500 leads, how do I know what to even do next? It's like,
Right. So then, yeah, I have lots of ideas for that. And so we just talk about what that looks like and how to automate it as much as possible, but not take the human out of it because
mhm,
people don't really want your automation. They want to know you. Right. So
right,
it's like, that's not, let's not automate everything. So it sounds like you're talking to a bot somewhere. Let's make it be you and what that looks like. Right. And just put it into a system. And that could be you have 20 leads on a piece of paper. Now, what do you do to them? I mean, I've got a stack here from an event I went to that I still need to finish up the follow up and the go through. And so and it's like, what do you do with those and all of that, right?
right. Yeah. And how do you build that system that or
Mm-hmm.
strategy that allows you to incorporate a system or a CRM or incorporate, other tech pieces to streamline versus being clunky?
Puzzles are my favorite thing in the world. And I always say, how do you build a puzzle? Piece by piece. And so it's piece by piece. You will never just walk into a system and go, I want it all done right now. There's no such thing as all be done because you're in business and things change all the time. And but you have to build piece by piece, right? What is the most important thing dangling right now that you are like, I've got to fix this today because it's just nerve-wracking to me to have it like that. And then you go to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And tech changes so often. I feel like you go to the next thing and the next thing, and then all of a sudden you have to circle back and go back to this thing because
Not only tech, but all of us entrepreneurs that have shiny object syndrome and want to do this thing now, or here's something else and go, I want to put that in. Let's do that. And you're like, okay, but then we've got to rebuild this and we've got to redo that. Do we really want to do this?
I suddenly have visions of squirrels everywhere.
Right? It's like I always mine is the ducks. You can never corral a thing of ducks. We used to have ducks in a pond by where I lived, and you can never corral them into one spot. Like if they were all sitting in my front yard, I could never make them go all in one. They all go 12 different ways, and I'm like, that's the shiny object syndrome of a 2-year-old and an entrepreneur.
Yes, yes. My inner child is always going out to play.
Yeah, exactly. And you hear something and you're like, oh, what does this look like? I love it. Or you get an email and you're like, wow, that looks amazing. Let me fix it. How'd you make that? Right?
Oh, I do that all the time. Oh my God. Yeah. But that's a whole different topic, and we could have another video
Yes.
chat on that that will take even a little longer. So I'm curious, what are 5 super tips for somebody that is really evaluating tech or just not sure what that next step is.
Down what it is that you're doing because I think people don't stop and think about what they're doing in their business and what really is bringing in leads, what's building their business, and all of that. If you write that down and you go, okay, here's what I'm actually doing: a one-on-one coaching program, and I want to send a newsletter out to my leads every single month. Okay, that's all I want to do. What do I need? Okay, but now I'm going to build a course and I'm going to build a membership and I want this and I want to crack my leads on a on a spreadsheet. That looks different. That system looks different. So my first one is always know what you want. Like, you don't have to be perfect on what it is, but you need to know where your business is going and what's going to bring in the most leads for your business, and what stage of business you're in. Because if you're in that brand new stage, you don't need that big honking system yet, but you need to be prepared for that, because who doesn't want to build that big, right? Someday.
Right.
Most people do. I mean, some businesses don't build that big. That's not what they are. But yeah. So that's my biggest one.
Well, and that makes sense. I didn't follow that rule. I was I was looking at all the people around me and going, all right, I got to have the website, I got to have the CRM, I got to do this, and I got to do this, and I got to do that, and I got to do this. And I'm like, okay, then I just got to breathe and change everything because that didn't work.
You went, oh, I think I'll do some one-on-one and see what I'm actually selling here. Right? Hey,
Yes.
we've all done it, believe me.
So Paula is the person to go to do it the right way. And I can tell you every way not to do it to start. So any
Yeah.
last words or um, helpful hints and tips that you want to share before we close out this interview?
I just want to say that when your vision and your strategy are aligned and your vision, strategy, and systems are aligned, success is inevitable.
And I can tell you that Paula is super savvy in being able to help someone create all of that. So she is the person to talk to, and I know that from experience. So thank you.